Hi everybody, welcome back to another Friday night stream. All of that's gonna get cut from the VOD, so it's all okay. We gotta make sure that the people coming in later have a good time, because that's the watch time that counts, and that's what I care about, gamers. So, we are playing Planet Coaster 2. It's been a while since we played Planet Coaster 2 on this channel. I think it's been probably close to a year, like 8 or 9 months, I want to say. And in that time, I've been doing a lot. A main reason we haven't been streaming Planet Coaster 2 is I kind of went into like a creative rut. I didn't have any new ideas, any new big things that I was working on or wanted to try out. So I was like, I'm just gonna cut the streaming. I'm not gonna do any like 90-minute Planet Coaster streams where I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing the whole time. So, but in that time, Planet Coaster 2, the front devs over at Frontier, bless them across the pond over there, they have blessed us with something that a lot of Planet Coaster fans, including myself, have been waiting a very long time for, and that is they added a studio DLC, a whole massive studio theme with a ton of animatronics, ton of new scenery pieces, ton of buildings, new rides, the whole 9 yards, and I've been fiddling around with it, and it's a lot of fun. So I've finally been able to start working on that studio park I've been talking about starting for probably 2 years now. For 2 years, people have been popping into chat being like, you should do a studio park. You should do a studio park. And I was like, I will when they release a DLC for it, because I know that that's going to come eventually. So we're going to wait to do that until they release it. And they finally released it. So I've been working on that. So the plan for tonight is, first off, I've been doing a ton of updates to Oakwood Point, which is the massive mega park I've been working on for the better part of a year now, probably getting close to a year. I've been working on this park, showing it off and on the channel whenever there's been major developments, and there have been a lot of major developments. I've been working on 2 new lands, 2 new expansions. I finally finished the theming for the mountain train roller coaster. That rock work took forever, but that's finally finished. I've added a bunch of new gift shops, a bunch of new theming. I've been going ham on this park. So, and also, I haven't showed off pretty much any of the roller coasters in well over a year now. So, we're going to be starting off by showing off that park, showing off the updates, showing off the coasters, and then we're going to hop into the studios park that I've been working on, because I've been doing pretty much only theming with it. There aren't any roller coasters, and it's finally at a position where I feel like I can add a roller coaster to it. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be hopping into the studio park, trying out that new scenery theme, showing off what I've been working on, and we're going to build our first roller coaster to the studio park. So that's the general itinerary for this. I did that whole spiel way better beforehand, but oh well. So yeah, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get in to Planet Coaster 2. Welcome to Oakwood Point, the massive themed mega park I've been working on. You can kind of see a big, nice panorama here. Hold on, I'll go ahead and get rid of me, and let's get rid of the menu, just so you can get a full view of what we've been working on. And you can kind of see over in the distance, I have these lines in the ground. These are kind of delineating where the lands are going to end. Over here, which I'll just pop over and show off, I've been working on this big new Greek section, which if you were following our remastering of Parks and Restoration, the first sort of mythology theme park that you get in the career mode, you'll recognize a lot of these buildings. I kind of just borrowed them from that park that we built and then just repurposed them here. So you'll recognize a lot of things if you watch that park series. And what I've mainly been working on with this is, like I said, just theming. And then we got this big Parthenon up here, which I gotta say looks so cool at a distance. Like, from every angle, it looks so cool. Part of me wants to move the big shield here, so that way this has, like, better framing to it. But for the most part, I kind of like having the big bull here. And there's really no better place for it. And eventually what I'm going to do in here is I think I'm going to add two things. First, I want to add a dark ride, which is probably going to take up most of this. And I might even like extend out a show building over into this part back here. And then the second thing I want to do is a roller coaster with dark ride elements, kind of like a not Mummy Returns, that's the movie. Sort of like a I almost said it again. Revenge of the Mummy coaster idea. Sorry, I'm a little bit thrown off. I need to like recollect my train of thought. I completely threw myself off there. Yeah, a coaster with dark ride elements. I'm sorry, gamers. Let's recenter. Let's pull it back in. Let's get all of the chaos, you know, pull it all back, and let's just bring it in and recenter. A roller coaster with dark ride elements, kind of have the station here, sort of do like a dual station sort of thing. So have the guests walk up these stairs, enter in here, have the dark ride station over here, and have that course kind of be this area, and then maybe a show building over here, and then have the roller coaster station here, drop out over here, kind of do an outdoor section, and then have most of its dark ride elements in the back. So that way we kind of really merge it all together. And with the dark ride, I might even be able to do like a 2-story thing and give us even more room to play with. But that's all way in the future. My main focus right now is the studio park, working on that. That's going to take a lot of time working on. This is sort of just a background project that I'm updating occasionally when I have the time. And then the other major update, and this one is totally complete. This is the pirate section. I've been teasing this a lot. And again, if you've been watching our park series from the past, you know I'm a big fan of reusing buildings. I hate building buildings. It's something that I force myself to do because I like when my roller coasters exist in a theme park that looks good. So building the buildings is something I really need to force out of myself. So if I already have them, there's no way in hell I'm rebuilding them. So if you've watched any of our past parks where we've had a pirate section, you'll recognize a lot of buildings. But I kind of built it around sort of this lagoon kind of idea. In hindsight, I feel kind of dumb. The beach totally should have been over here. But then another part of me also likes that we use the lagoon instead of this big lake, because it kind of gives this whole pirate section sort of like a secluded, like hidden lagoon kind of vibe, which I think fits the theming really well. So take your pick. Let me know down in the chat what you guys think. If you guys think it would have been better to use the main lake as the beach, or if you like the sort of secluded lagoon idea. But yeah, those are the two major updates. And then over here, this has been my Dark Souls. If you guys, for people unaware of the backstory with this roller coaster, I've built this coaster twice. It's a coaster that I themed out almost completely finished the rock work, and then my computer crashed. Hold on, my background music is way too loud. My computer crashed, and I lost the park file. For whatever reason, my Steam Cloud did an update, and I lost all of the rock work to this roller coaster, and had to start from square one. But it is finally finished, and I'm very happy with the result. I'm kind of just teasing it at this point. We'll go through and ride it at the very end. I'm kind of just doing an overview right now. But those are the major updates to the park. So now we'll just go back to the entrance here and just do a normal sort of showcase going through here. So this is the main entrance plaza. We got a little gift shop over here in this entrance building here. This entrance is basically a direct copy of the old entrance to Hershey Park before they tore that down for the Candemonium expansion, which I have been to Hershey Park since they rebuilt that, which was, it's funny to say, that was like 5 years ago. But I actually really do like the new entrance plaza that they have. It's very impressive. So coming through the gates, we got this big area right here with all the flags in the background. These took forever. But I'm glad that I did it, because I think I really like how it came out. I think it adds like a nice sort of, it makes it very layered and adds some verticality to this entrance plaza. And also just makes it feel more like a town, which is kind of what I was going for. The only thing I haven't really been able to do is I need to figure out a way to kind of block that water tower there, because that sticks out like a sore thumb. Also, I've been meaning to build a fountain here. Actually, you know what? Let's do that right now. I keep forgetting to build a fountain here, and it's something I've been meaning to do forever and keep forgetting, because the only time I think to do it is when I look at this fountain, and usually I'm not over in this side of the park when I'm working on this. I'm usually out over in the, well, recently I've been over in the Greek section. So let's add that here, deactivate it, and then scenery, water. I don't know why I'm typing water. That's not going to help. We're going to want to go here. Jets. Where are the jets? Is it this? No. Okay, I do kind of like... Okay, yeah. Hold on, I have a vision. I have a vision that I'm seeing. So then we're going to take this, rotational, and we're going to expand it to 12, and then we're going to move these. It's kind of hard to get like a directly over top angle to it. I think that's about right. Yeah, like right there. And then the reason we're building the fountains up here is because eventually we're going to do this. And we don't want to be able to see this rotational platform at all. Okay, I think I want these lower. Or do I want to replace it with a small one? Yeah, that looks about even on all sides. No, shit. Damn it. Nope, damn it. Okay. Where's attached scenery? There we go. I don't know why I was thinking about hitting the paintbrush. So moving here. I'm going to replace this with a smaller one, I think. This is the water splash medium, so I want water splash small. Yeah. And then I just want to grab one of them. Okay, we need to get rid of the fountain. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is the one I want. Damn it! I hate when it does this, because usually you can, like... Okay, yeah. There we go. Okay. And now we grab this, do the rotation. Alright, we're getting there, I'm getting there. There we go. That's what I want. And do I want to do... Yeah, I like that. I like that so far. So now we want to get jets. Probably just these small ones. Oh, those are like small. Okay, that's not... What? Oh, okay, this is what I want. This is what I wanted. Put them all together as one. And then... Yeah. This way, and then just pull it out. Yeah. And then water jet large. Make it go straight up. Bring it right there. Love it. Love it. Look at that. That's what I like. All right. So, back to the showcase. As you see here, we got this beautiful entrance plaza. Walking through, it's very crowded day. And actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it down here. Yeah. Of course, we've got our good friend Gulpy entertain. I can't tell if he's entertaining or scaring the guests, but he's doing one of the two. We've got more shops, and this building right here, I'm eventually going to make an arcade. I just haven't gotten around to doing that. And this building here is a nice 2-story restaurant. You see the guests eating. I absolutely love the modular restaurant mechanic in this game. It's probably one of my favorite features. As much as I hate building buildings, I do love, like, building these little spaces for guests to eat in. I do have a lot of fun doing that. And then, as you can tell, this park is fully lit as well. And if you enjoy what you guys are seeing on stream and you want to check out this park yourself, you can. This park, in its current state, is available on the Frontier Workshop. You can follow the link down in the description below to find my workshop, like my profile on the Frontier Workshop. Yeah, and it will be there. It's as easy as that. Go down below, click the link. There's the workshop. And you can find this park under Oakwood Point. After that nice little plug, we move on to the photo booth, which is right here, which is for our first roller coaster of the park, Horizons, which is this modern style mega looping coaster themed, kind of based loosely off of not really. Saying it's based off of Hyperia in England will give you the wrong idea, but it's that type of coaster. It's like my take on that kind of coaster, if that makes sense. And since it's right here, we're just gonna hop right on and ride it. We've already done the whole massive overview of the park, so let's just hop right in as we go along. Fast forward a bit until someone hops on. There we go. And for the coaster POVs, I'm just going to get rid of my little face cam. That way you guys get a full view. And one thing I love in coasters are coasters that go along the parking lot. Literally the only reason that this theme park has a parking lot when none of my other parks do is that I wanted to build a roller coaster next to a parking lot. We're doing the big guns here. That made no sense in the context of what I was talking about. Again, I'm a little mentally thrown off. You know what? I'll just shut up for this POV. And then I can recollect. Why don't I do that? Nobody wants to hear me narrate the POV anyway. You guys can see what's happening. you know me, you know I gotta have my 0G roll in there. Not 0G roll, 0G stall. And then I do love a non-inverted Cobra roll. It's funny, when I made a non-inverted Cobra roll, I thought I was being so clever. I had no idea that it literally exists in real life, and now I feel like a douche. And there you have it, gamers. That is Horizons. Probably one of my better coasters, I think. At least of this style. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. The only thing I'm not happy with is that it does stop at the top of the chain lift, because I made this first block section too long. I'm sure El Toro Ryan would have a field day with that. But, no matter. It is what it is. I like the layout too much to change it in the way that it needs to be changed, because in order to get that first block section shorter, I need to make some drastic changes to the start of that layout, and I don't want to. I like the layout. Dude, I'm so glad there's a fountain here now. It adds some nice white noise. It looks cool. Oh, hold on. I keep forgetting that we can add these now. Here we go. Vista point. We gotta add a Vista point so people can take photos. Set focus. Fountain. Hell yeah, dude. Look at that. And you know what? I'm gonna set another Vista point. Because look at how great this entrance is. Who isn't gonna want to take their photo in front of this entrance? Boom. Yeah, I'm doing it. Back to the showcase at hand. Instead of going through these gates, we're actually going to do something different. I'm sure a lot of you want to see the medieval town. I'm very happy with how the medieval town came out. But we're actually going to hook a harsh left and then hook another strong left to come back this way. And we're going to come over here to this big wooden coaster called Dragonfire. And tell me that this isn't one of the coolest fucking coaster signs you've ever seen in your life. I'm so happy with how this came out. And this coaster sign, if you like it and want to use it in your parks, can also be found on my workshop, link down below. I'm gonna be plugging that. Your head is spinning. What's up, Huntress? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well this Friday evening. Coming over around here, we've got the entrance to Dragonfire. These stone walls took me so long to build, you guys don't even know. And I haven't done anything with these railings, but that's fine. So this is a classic style wooden coaster. Not a classic style wooden coaster. What am I talking about? I'm talking out of my ass right now. Ignore me. This is based off of the Intamin prefab wooden roller coasters. So stuff like El Toro or that train one in Japan that I can't remember the name of. I believe this one... let me get the... Oh, wait, I can do that from the ride. What am I doing? Open test details, results. This one has a 185-foot drop, a max speed of 75 miles an hour. It has a 5,347 feet of length and max vertical G-force of 4 Gs down there at the bottom of the first hill. Or that actually might be in the bottom turnaround. I kind of did like an Intamin 305 sort of thing. 0 inversions, but in my opinion, way more important than inversions, we've got a total of 7 seconds of airtime. This Woody is a beast, and I'm very, very happy with it. Also, since it's in, like, this weird alcove separate from, like, the main midway, nobody rides this coaster, which is a little disappointing. But I built this coaster for me. Fuck the guests. Doing good in bed. It's 2 a.m. Oh, rough. But, hey, it's Friday night. So, hopefully you don't have anything to do tomorrow. I'm usually up that late Friday nights as well. I'm a night owl. Let me disappear for this. I got so excited I slammed my mute button. Oh, hell yeah, it's raining, dude. Roller coasters in the rain are the best. And I love a big wooden roller coaster next to a water park. You'll notice this park has, like... is like a montage of all of my favorite elements in theme parks. And this is probably one of my favorite second halves to a wooden roller coaster I've ever built. Very El Toro coded with just like tons of switchback airtime hills. Yeah, the frame rate on this park is a little rough, but like, can you really blame my PC for having a rough time loading this park? Especially when there's, oh, actually here, this will fix we currently have 10,000 guests. So that will actually help the frame rate a lot. Since I'm just showing this off, let me cut this down to a cool 7,000. And then a bunch of guests are going to have to leave. They're probably very sad that they're getting ejected, but they're a fire code violation, so they have to leave. So I'm just going to fast forward a bit, wait for all of these guests to... There should be a mass exodus going on. This number's not changing. Okay, I probably have to do this. Hold on. It's all of this is going to be worth it because this should significantly help the frame rate. And then the frame rate should help your motion sickness, hopefully. So we fast forward, let all those guests leave, and the minute that this says 7,000, we pause and then just go right back in and we open the park again. Wait for it. Almost there. Wait, I think I have it.
Wait for it.
And that's good. 8,000's close enough. We can open the park back up. All right. That should significantly help the frame rate once this massive crowd in the center kind of disperses. I'm going to fast forward a bit, let this crowd disperse, and this should all help us with the frame rate. In the meantime, we'll put the background music back on. How are you guys doing tonight? Other than the motion sickness, Huntress. You don't think it's the frame rate? It's just me? It could, but the thing is, it could be the frame rate. And this is, when showing off the park, especially since this is all about riding the roller coasters, it is something that, it was in, like, the back of my mind while we were streaming, like, oh, I hope the frame rate's kind. So you saying, I hope the frame rate's good. So you saying that is enough for me to be like, all right, let's change it. And if it doesn't help, it doesn't help. If it does, it does. So, anyway, that was Dragonfire, ladies and gentlemen. It feels like ages ago that we actually wrote it. It was probably about 3 hours ago in-game time. But moving on from Dragonfire, we'll come back out this way. And we'll continue going to the left here. And we'll come around. Because going down this pathway, which I'm very happy with how this path came out, just as from like a landscaping point of view. I think it looks great with this moat here and the giant castle walls. I am there, like, this is probably one of my most aesthetic parks on like a micro level, like on a guest, from like a guest perspective. This is probably one of my more aesthetic parks. So coming over here, we have Excalibur, a classic arrow looping roller coaster that kind of ties in with the Draken theme of the wooden roller coaster, because as you'll see, this one weaves in and out around the second half of the big woody back there, so they kind of interact. So I had the themings kind of interact. I'm doing great. What's up, Elevator Warden? Sorry, I was on a roll chatting up about the theme park. What's up? Welcome. I'm doing well. I hope your Friday's doing good. Apologies for, like, totally just ignoring you. Oh, a train's just about to leave. Before we actually ride it, I do want to show off this lead car here. Look at it. I'm pretty happy with it. Theming the coaster cars is something I really I should invest more time into doing. But I just now started building signs for my roller coasters, like baby steps, one step at a time. Thank you, Warden. I'm glad you like it. I'm very happy with it. And if you like it and own the game, you can find it on my workshop, link down in the description below. In its current state, because it's a work in progress park. Oh, let me disappear. In its current state, there is room for like actually 3 or 4 more lands. So if you want to download this park and add your own lands to it, feel free to do that. I'd love to see what other people build. Throw it up on the workshop. I'll take a look at it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Excalibur. I love a good arrow looping coaster. They're pretty divisive amongst enthusiasts. I know a lot of people don't like them because they tend to be really rough and the profiling tends to be kind of odd. But I love a good classic arrow looping coaster, so obviously. And I wanted this park to have kind of a progression. Feel like this was the original theme park over in this area, and then we kind of expanded out that way. So that's why we have a wooden coaster, old style arrow looping coaster kind of in the front here. But coming back down, we'll keep following the path along the moat here. So that way we can come around the bend. We'll just show off the chair swing ride right here. We will not ride that, because that will just make my entire chat throw up, and I'm not going to do that to you guys. Coming through here, we have the water park. You can see the lazy river kind of going around this little central mountain here. And I think I'm going to eventually build a slide tower here as well. I'm just trying to figure out where I want the runoffs to be. I bet I could probably have some slide runoffs here. Then maybe some more on the other side. But again, that's all future stuff. If you were here during our Farmland Fiasco series, where we rebranded to Tommy's Farm and built out that theme park, you'll recognize a lot of the same buildings here. I kind of just copy and pasted those water park buildings and threw them kind of in here. Over around here, you got this lovely little dining and eating area. It does get kind of choky over here, but there's only so much to do without that. Got this beautiful lake and this big massive pool here, and then eventually at some point I'm gonna build a bridge and then expand the water park over into this area, and maybe I'll do like a water coaster of some kind of tie it all in together. But looking at the slide tower, I don't know if you guys like water slides. I'm a big fan of water slides, so I'm not gonna show off this massive tower without of course riding them. I'm gonna hop right in here. And we're going to start with Inner Tomb Flume 3. I really should name them. And actually, I'm going to do something a little different. I just changed my mind. I'm going to show these off in a different way. Oh. Well, I probably shouldn't have left, because now nobody's going to ride this. But I'm going to do the chase camera. And I think this is just going to give a better view of the actual slide itself. Yeah. And it should help anybody with motion sickness problems. I love riding a water slide in the rain. Splash. Right into it. Love it. And look, we can just hop right up the stairs. And it looks like this one's about to go. So we'll just hop right into Family Raft Flume 1. Got a nice Pittsburgh color scheme. That wasn't really intentional. But I do just like black and gold as a color. Boom. That is family raft, whatever. I'm gonna name these, alright? We gotta name them. We're gonna name this one... we're gonna name this one... Ice Skimmer. We're gonna name this one... Yins. That's gonna be very funny to a very small subgroup of people in the central northeastern United States. That's gonna be really funny to people in parts of Pennsylvania and Ohio. This one will be called Red Devil, and this one will be called Green Scream. Yeah, the misspelling is quirky. We'll keep it. And that's the slides. So now that we've ridden Yins and Ice Skimmer, we will ride Red Devil, and then we'll ride Green Scream right after. And this one we can do guest. Ready? Hold on tight. I love a good clear loop. Bam. Straight, quick, and to the point. Just a big drop, a big glass loop with some great views of the lake, and then you're out. What's not to love? A classic drop slide. And then now we'll ride Green Scream, which is a little bit more involved. That one rips. Green Scream rips, if I do say so. Not to, like, pat myself on the back, but Green Scream rips. So that's the water park, at least this one over here. As you guys can see, there's still plenty of room for expansion. I think I'm going to add a slide tower here. Not too tall, because I do like the views of the drop coaster and the mountain from up here. But I will build something probably about this tall on this mountain here, and then an expansion over here. But moving away from the water park, let's go ahead and what we're going to do is we're going to circle back to the main midway, go right here, and we're going to take a little walk through the medieval section of the park. Probably my favorite section of this park. Coming in here, we got the big drawbridge with the portcullis coming through. You can see the ending brake run of the family launch coaster. And this one I think we'll go first person for. Just because there's a lot to look around and see. Coming in, you've got this main sort of crosswalk. We got a restaurant right over here that serves delicious medieval themed foods. And there's a little balcony that you can eat up there as well. Over to the right, we just got some restrooms, the most important part of any theme park. And then some more just like stalls and snack shops and stuff. And as you can see, we got this family launch coaster flying around overhead, which I just love. I love a coaster that goes in and out of buildings. Again, like I said, this park is basically just a montage of things that I love in theme park design. So we'll definitely be riding that. Coming more along this way, I believe the entrance for it is right here. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm the owner. I get to cut. Owning the park means that I get to cut. Excuse me, out of my way, out of my way. I got the fast pass. I should, speaking of Fast Pass, I should probably work on some priority queues for this park. So right here, we've got Castle Crashers, a fun family multi-launch coaster that gives you lovely and unique perspective of the medieval land. I will disappear as we ride it. And actually, before we ride it, shit, I fucked up. I made an oopsie. I oopsied. I'm gonna do this. This way we don't have any guests covering their faces while we're trying to ride it, because this one has a lot of head choppers. I'm just gonna... And then don't block station. Actually, before I do that, let me save that, because I don't want to screw up the operations. Okay. And what this is going to do is this will allow us to ride it immediately in first person, and now we won't have any annoying guests covering their faces because they're terrified. We just got to wait for the ride op to get back. There she is. Oh, damn it, it didn't work. Oh, I have to hit any load as well. That's right. I forgot. I literally forgot how my own trick works. You have to do don't block station, any load, and then you hop on and you can ride it with no guests. It also prevents the weird, like, glitch you get where if you're riding the roller coaster with dummies, you can, like, kind of sometimes see the sides of their heads as, like, a vignette on the side of the screen. This is the cleanest way to ride a coaster, to show off and POV a roller coaster. Just a little tip for all of you Planet Coasterers, all of you park managers out there. The main goal with this one was to make it as family friendly as possible despite being a launch coaster. So, despite being, like, really high off the ground and having some launches, most of it's pretty tame, which I love. It's a nice midway roller coaster. Boom. Back into the station. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Castle Crashers. So now we'll get out, and I want to show up. You guys are not ready for this. You guys are about to see the coolest gift shop that you have ever seen in your life, alright? Any good park manager knows when you have a cool coaster that's popular, you gotta make them exit through the gift shop. And this is the gift shop that they're exiting through. Look at this, gamers. Tell me this is not one of the coolest gift shops you've ever seen. We've got plenty of shelves, all kinds of items. Got a big spooky coffin over there. In front of the coffin, we got some little gifts and mementos that people left for the dead guy. And nice, beautiful vaulted ceilings. I'm so incredibly happy with how this came out. I just had to show it off. So that is the medieval section. That's really all there is. The one coaster, and then the rest of it is just shops, restaurants, and then a little arcade. A tight little arcade over here on the water. And the main thing with this section of the park is really just, this has the best views of the lake. You can see pretty much every park section from here, aside from the ones that will end up being on the other end of the mountain. But moving on from the medieval section, we come up here across the drawbridge over into Westworld. No relation to the HBO show. We got Wallace's General Store, ripped straight out of Red Dead. You can see the big, massive dive coaster in the back, which is the first thing we're going to do. Got a little trading outpost, a nice little eating area right here on the lake. And yeah, pretty much everything you could want in a little western village. And this goes all the way down along until it eventually ends in the Viking section. And this is kind of where the construction ends. This is where, like, I've stopped working on going this way around the lake. I've been focusing more on that side of the lake. But coming over here, we've got canyon. That's not... That shouldn't be there. Ignore that. Here's where it is. This is Desert Drop. There's the coaster name. I don't know why I have it here and not out there, but a little Adobe style, kind of New Mexico vibe going on with the station here. And then you got some nice little desert elements as you come along, coming up here. Yeah, we got one going up the chain lift right now. Actually, no, we want to do the thing. We want to do the... Actually, no, we don't want to do the thing for this one for a specific reason. Tell me that's not cool. You get to see... I spent a lot of time timing out the chain lift and the dispatch schedule for the trains to, like, nail that flyby moment. I'm so happy with it. And then, of course, you still get stopped up here because I made the first block zone too long. It's a common theme with me. And a cool feature about this dive coaster is that it has a sustained 98-degree drop. So it's a beyond vertical drop coaster. You can see it kind of reattach with the vertical support. Great little teaser views of the Mountain Mine Train coaster, and that's what we'll be riding next, so don't worry. And it's probably my best coaster, like, period. My best coaster ever. Layout and theming, like, combined. And boom. Right back into the station. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Desert Drop. And of course, as any good park manager knows, gotta exit through the gift shop. And this one, we got a lovely sort of western, like, train kind of vibe. Almost like a museum sort of thing going on. So we've got all these lovely shelves, some pipes going around. This is, I believe, yeah, a legit staff room. I don't know what they're doing. Well, we'll get out of there. Got a lovely little shelf here with some plushies and a bunch of other stuff. I'm very happy with how the gift shops came out in this park. This is... I've spent a lot... I've focused a lot more on small details in this park than I have in literally any of my other parks. And I'm still not, like, even close to the level of some people when it comes to the small details. But coming up the mountain right up here, we've got the Spruce Mountain Mine Train. You can see a big kind of loop going over there. You can see another train going along. I love it. This is a coaster that I could just sit and watch for hours. And I'll give kind of a more top-down view after we actually ride it. When we go through. I don't want to spoil it before we ride it. But in here, we've got this cave-themed station, which I really like. It's something pretty unique. You don't see a lot. Thank you very much, Warden. We'll go ahead. And, yeah, we'll just ride this one normal with... no, there's a lot of head choppers in this one. I'm gonna do my little trick to get kick off all of the people. We don't need any peasants riding this roller coaster with us. There we go. Go here, boom, boom, boom. And speaking of, I need to fix Castle Crashers right now. There we go. Alright. Let's hop on. That ride op's gonna come right back. And I'll disappear for this. My favorite element in a mine train coaster like this, and you'll see a lot, is I love when it's just like a, excuse my French, clusterfuck of track to the point where, like, you can't really tell what section you're going to be hitting next. So that's something I really tried to capture with it. And this one has 3 chain lifts. So quite a decently long ride, but it gives enough capacity for 5 trains, which is really helpful because this one's really popular. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the Spruce Mountain Mine Train. I'm very proud of this coaster. I am so insanely proud of this coaster. I just gotta say. Let me go ahead and just fix... I guess we don't really gotta fix the operational issues anymore. But let me just go ahead and reset it. And we'll come back. It is fully lit. Pretty much this entire park is fully lit. So we will come back and do, like, a little bit of a flyover at night so you guys can see it at night. And then we'll ride this one again at night. And I'll probably do... Maybe we'll ride it in, like, the back so you can see all the guests riding it. But, coming away from the Western Park, we got a bit of a journey. We gotta go all the way to the other side. All the way over here, which you can see we have a little kind of like a inn style restaurant right over here. I don't know why. Is it even open? I was like, why is nobody using this? It's on the midway. Now people are gonna start using this. But yeah, and hopefully one day, if they end up adding like modular hotels or anything, we can turn this into an actual inn. Great view of the lake and Great view of the roller coaster, so it should be a fun place for people to stay. And of course, we got one of these big sky swings, medieval themed, of course, with some dragons and some jesters guarding them out in front. And a little wheat farm. But coming away from the medieval section, going over the bridge, we've got Treasure Cove, the pirate section. We'll go ahead and just yeah, we'll start by showing off the water park, but you got the main street coming down here. And then, oh, that's just the exit. So we do gotta go this way. Coming around here, through this gate, you have not really a water park, more of just a pool. A nice infinity pool themed off of I believe this is it's one of the buildings in Assassin's Creed 4. I remember seeing it in Assassin's Creed 4, and I'm like, holy shit, that's the building I based my pool off of. But yeah, we kind of got this sort of harbor quartermaster sort of vibe going here. And then the quartermaster sells pool supplies, and the harbor master sells pool passes. So a fun little note there. And we got these two little mini slides right over here, which nobody seems to be riding. So we'll just go ahead and throw them into test mode so we can give them a ride. Pretty simple. These were always meant to be more like family-friendly slides anyway. Boom. Those are our pirate slides. That's really all there is to it. We can go ahead and reopen these. Coming further down the pirate section, moving along, we've got our lovely pirate gift shop and restaurant right over here. Pirate's Booty. Coming in here. It's a tiny little thing, but it has a good, nice... I don't know why it's closed. Can she not get to it? Get in there. Do your job. Why is she not... Okay, her pathfinding was broken. That was weird. Anyway, this is the pirate-themed gift shop. Pretty straightforward. And then coming up these stairs over here, we have the pirate restaurant. A nice little cozy vibe where people can eat with some nice views of the main street coming down here. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Pretty simple building, but I think it does the job in a very cool way. But moving along, we've got big pirate ship over here. The music's kind of loud in this section. I need to alter that. But, got the nice pirate ship, and then over here, we have a suspended coaster called New Gen Inverted Suspended Coaster 1. We're going to go ahead and hop right on it. Oh, there we go. That was something I thought I'd throw in. I don't know of any inverted coasters that have a barrel roll right out of the station like that. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Should be fun. Kind of unique little... It's really funny how quiet this roller coaster is, considering how loud the music is in the station. But I do like it, having it over the lake. Suspended coasters over water is always a massive W in my book. And boom. Back into the station. Not my best paced roller coaster, but I like the layout. I like the location. I love the station. It looks dope, but it's way too loud over here. Moving away from the loudness, we've got one of the new coasters they added with the previous Parade Packs DLC. This is the RMC Raptor Lake called the Buzzard. I haven't named it yet. I haven't thought of a name, but or really like a theme for it, but it's a single rail roller coaster through the jungle. Oh, spoilers. We're gonna hop on it right away. Boom. I love it. A classic, not classic, but a pretty standard-ish RMC Raptor layout with the addition of this super long 0G stall because it had to go over the path and over the station. But yeah, I believe, if I'm correct, that is the final coaster. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Oakwood Point. I've been working on this park for a very, very long time, and it's only about halfway done. I don't think my PC will be able to handle what I have planned for this park, but damn it, we're gonna try our darndest. So like I said, this park is fully viewable at night, so I'm gonna go ahead and set the stage. And we're just gonna do a nice flyover at night. The lighting ends here, so we'll just pass through going this way. Also, I love they added this with the parade packs. I love the light up mascots. I think that was a really cool idea, and they implemented it very, very well. So I just gotta shout out Frontier for that. Go underneath. Oh, here, let me do this. This will be soaring over Oakwood Point. I'm gonna use my best drone flying abilities. Look at that. Look at how good that looks. This park really comes alive at night, which I really like. A lot of my other parks, you'll see, if you go back and watch some of my other things, I do tend to light my roller coasters at night, but part of me kind of just wants to leave these all dark. Because I love riding a roller coaster at night when it's all dark. I'm a big fan of that. Boom. And then we'll get a nice flyover of the mountain coaster. Let's see, there goes a train going over the helix. This is probably my favorite thing to do in this game, is just like zoom out and just like watch the roller coasters go. This one's probably struggling. A reason that I had this theme park at such a high guest count originally was so that every coaster had a decent line. Because usually you have, like, all of the trains running at once, and there's, like, a ton of stuff going on in here. Maybe if I actually turn on Don't Block Station, that should work. But we'll go ahead and give that time. But yeah, this is Oakwood Point. So let's go ahead and hop into Spruce Mountain Canyon. Actually, let me do this. I need to go use the restroom. So while I go do that, let me go ahead and hit sandbox settings. Let's up this guest count to 9,000. Hit the fast forward button. So that way we let the park fill up. Let this queue fill up. I'm going to go use the restroom. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We got more Planet Coaster coming out you tonight. And we still got a lot to do. We still have to remember, we're still going to be checking out the Studios theme park, building a roller coaster over there. So don't go anywhere. We got more Planet Coaster and Silver Screen DLC gameplay coming at you in a second. I'll be right back. Alright, gamers. I'm back. Let's get right back into it. And my plan worked. As you can now see, this coaster has all of its trains moving at full gear. You can see them all running around. And you get a much better view of kind of this whole coaster going all at once. You can see the train coming up here. And this is what I was talking about. This is what I love. just watching it go. It's like a train set. It scratches that same itch for me as a train set. Hold on, let's watch this one drop. I want to watch it come around. Because this one's going to come up here at around the same time. Yeah, look at that. That's really well synced. Beautiful. I love it. Anyway, that's enough talking about it. Let's ride it, and then we'll hop into the studio park. Oh, one's leaving the station right now. I think for this one, we'll do a look forward. Give you guys a bigger FOV. Or actually, we'll do chase. Chase is not better. Orbit works, but that's too much. I think look forward's going to be our best option. This lady wasn't wearing a giant-ass squid hat. These people are way overreacting. This is clearly a family coaster, even by my standards. A boom. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So that has been Oakwood Point. I hope you guys enjoyed this park. And like I said, reminder, if you enjoyed this park, you can find it on my Frontier Workshop page. Link down in the description below. TheSponchMaster, if you want to search it up. Oakwood Point, if you want to search up the park. Work in progress. You can pop it in, explore it at your own pace. You can also finish it if you want to. Add your own lands to the back. See what you do. But without further ado, I think we spent enough time on this. I'm going to go ahead and save it as Oakwood 2.0. And we are going to load up JTV Studios. The Studios Park. What we've all been waiting for. I gotta say, this has probably been their best DLC since the Sorcery Pack. I was a big fan of the Sorcery Pack. This one is my new favorite. So I've been working on this park for a while, kind of just workshopping different ideas. You can kind of see I have just a cluster of buildings over here as a style guide. Plus one I've been working on myself. I think I'm going to use this as a gift shop at some point. I don't really know. That's just kind of there. But we got the main entry plaza here using their gate that came with the DLC that they built. Their fountain as well that they built, which I had tilted for the thumbnail shot. But we come in, lovely fountain here, got some movie posters along the wall. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this entryway. I might end up just making this like a garden area. But the main thing that I've been working on that's taken most of, or not most of my time, but a lot of my time was this bridge, which I am very, very happy with. We got this lovely bridge coming over this replica of the LA River, which is going to be pertinent for the roller coaster we're building today. You come to the end of the bridge, and then you come to the main entry plaza. To the right, we got a station building that might look familiar to some of you, or a lot of you. So you can kind of maybe guess what kind of coaster we're going to be building tonight. Then over on the left, I've been working on a Hard Rock Cafe. And I gotta just shout out this fucking guitar, dude. Tell me this isn't one of the coolest things you've ever seen in Planet Coaster. 428 scenery pieces just to make the guitar outside of the Hard Rock Cafe. It's got these little knobs. I'm so happy with how these little knobs came out. I'm so happy with how this, whatever, flange, whatever it's called. And if you look in here, this is a surfboard and a little gutter shoe end to make like this kind of switch down here. And then the knobs are just coaster supports with a bunch of rectangles to make the ridges and the actual indicator on it as well. So this took me like 4 or 5 hours to make, a very long time. But none of that's what we're here for. First roller coaster for this park is, of course, going to be my take on a sort of Hollywood drift sort of ride. So we've got this little auto shop that I've been working on. I need to add a car jack as the sign produces. And I've got some signs down here just saying what I want to add to this park. But this is going to be the queue start. You're going to come in here. Got this main garage that isn't lit or finished out, but I'm eventually going to build this out, and the queue is going to take place in this garage sort of space, much like the queue for the actual Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift. And then over here is going to be the exit, and this is going to be a gift shop area. Then the actual coaster station itself is back here. So this is the coaster. This is the car that I'm going to be working on. It does phase into the car behind it. So one thing I do want to look at, can I actually make this? Okay, no, 2 is the minimum I can go. So that probably won't end up being the final design for the train, but as of right now, that's what we got going on. So we're just going to get right into it. I think what I'm going to have it do, come around, launch, do some stuff over in this area, and then fall into the LA River, do a massive launch down here, and I'm thinking a big sort of like Immelman type element over the bridge, and then have the rest of the coaster maybe coming out over here before finally ending up back over in this area. So that's kind of the general layout I got in my brain, but we'll start pretty normal. I'm gonna go ahead and just bring this forward. Make it flush. And I'm also, what I always like to do is I like to start by building out the return brake run. That way I kind of know where the coaster's going to end up when all is said and done. And then I'm thinking like this. That's probably not going to be the final, but that's good enough for now. That's generally where I want this roller coaster to end up. So I've never used this coaster type before, so this is going to be pretty interesting. I think just like a normal... right around here. Oh, that's right. We can do we're totally doing a spike. So I'm thinking about coming right... Actually, I'm going to make this more flush with the ground. Because I think I'm going to build, like, the front of the garage out here. And so we'll kind of have it, like, pulling up to the front of the garage and then add, like, some road elements. So we'll do a... Oh, is there no holding? Oh, there's no holding. Okay, that's fine. Come up a little bit. Oh, okay, okay. I see how this works. Okay, so it's very similar to, like, the 4D coaster designs. So we're gonna want this to start going... like, this way. It's like maybe 15 here. Uh, 33. And then negative 30 as it comes into this drift. Then negative 45. pretty happy with that. Okay, obviously that needs smoothing. Okay, that kind of works. That works somewhat. I'm almost thinking if maybe we have this one be 0 and not have the 360 until we get here. Sustain that spin throughout the whole launch. Or maybe we'll do 180 at this launch. Let's figure this out. Let's see how this runs first. I like that. Okay. So now we're here. I'm thinking a 0G roll. And then by the time we're out of the 0G roll, I'll have the train go backwards. So it does a 180 twist on the 0G roll. And then we'll go from there. Maybe we'll do like some backwards drift sections. Okay. Just like this. Like this. And then maybe the block zone. So we need the train to end up over here. So maybe the launch going this way. Like this way. So that way we have a turnaround and then end up over there. Okay. I know we're in the middle of building this coaster, but I really need to use the restroom again. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back to finish this coaster in a second. Just give me a minute. Alright, gamers, I'm back. Oh, wrong button. Let's finish this bad boy up. I think from here, barrel roll. And this will also give us the... Actually, yeah, let's make this a tighter exit. And then... Perfect. And then we'll take that right into a launch. 72 miles an hour. Make sure we actually hit it. I'm actually going to make this smaller pieces because I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with this. But I need to make sure we actually get to the right speed. Okay, no, I need to make it longer. That should get us up to 70. And yeah, I am thinking a big... I'm not thinking an overbank turn. This is what I'm thinking. $22. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, okay. And we can actually make this a lot tighter. Yeah, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we need to make it go down to 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, Alright, I'm watching those G's. Okay, perfect. Once we smooth out, that should be good. And then a big 0G 56. So big 0G stall here. $13. I think we can make that a little bit shorter, 20. 80-foot long 0G stall. $35. Once we come out of this 0G stall, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something. It's definitely gonna end up back in the river. That's for sure. Okay. Not white. Maybe I'll do a double down instead of doing what I'm doing. Come down, do the 90. Start coming up here. Yeah. Alright, watching the G-forces, watching the G's. This is a great finale. A high speed. Okay. There was a brief pop of -2. And then, yeah, this needs to be... Okay, like 15. Okay. Yeah, that's straight enough. So what do I want it to do now? Do I want it to just race forward? Now, obviously, we'll have to add... Why are there no supports over here? Okay, I guess we'll have to add supports to that later on, which I hate doing, but if we have to, we have to. Okay. I need to speed through it, because I need to add some trims to that. Clearly, it's coming through that too fast. Plus, we need to slow it down a bit before the end anyway. Okay, let it do its thing. I need to check the speed. So right now it's going 55. So we need it to be at 50. We need it to maintain 50 through here. Trim brakes. Really low deceleration rate. We want it to be at 50. We don't really want the guests to be able to feel it too much. Okay. Once we get... Well, actually, no, because I do want to maintain speed because we have this straightaway coming. So let's just make this shorter. How long was this? 23. We need to make it 30 long. Make these pieces... Instead of 23, this can be 20. 20... 30. Make this just 50. Okay. Perfect. And we can kind of do this. Take this whole thing and just lower it down to there. And then replace this back with these. Okay. I guess an airtime hill here. It has to be 3. 39, and then 20. Oh, dang it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. It just means we have to completely redo this whole thing. Okay. So, starting from here... We'll just make this 3. Okay, it's like right here. Okay, I kind of like this. Sorry, I've been really quiet. I'm like, this is why I don't stream this game a lot, because like I get kind of locked in, and then I just don't say anything for like way too long. Okay, there we go. So now we just gotta smoothen out all of these elements. Okay, that's... Okay, we're going way too fast. Okay, so we do need those trims. We're gonna put a trim here. Have it going 50. Oh, we'll just trim this. And then I need to see how fast we're going at the bottom. And then I'll trim it. I need to trim it more somewhere along this route. Or I might not need to. We'll see. Let's see how it does with the trims. Okay, much more acceptable G's. Okay, the only thing is we need to make this more overbank. Okay. And I think I want to add one more run of trims right here at the bottom of this hill before it hits this final curve into the brake run. And then that should be good as far as layout goes. And then we'll go through and we'll do all of the spinning and the drift mechanics. I think that'll be the best. That's our path forward. Oh, I need it. Okay, yeah. Keep this at 45. Okay. Optional catwalk. Boom. Alright, so now this needed smoothing. Perfect. This, I believe, was... Yeah, this had to have already been smooth because we needed to ride through it. But I'm just going to give it one more pass going back up, and then we'll be good with here. And then there's just the 0G roll, the barrel roll, and then the final element. Smooth that. Smooth that. Because of how much spinning there's going to be happening. How much spinning that's going to be happening. We want to make sure these transitions and these elements are as, like, unjanky as possible. Shit. Coming. Whoops. That was bound to happen. Let me change the camera angle so it doesn't happen again. And then just to here. Smooth. And then go back through it. Yeah, and this is all pretty solid coming out. 1, 3, boom, boom. So then it comes down here. that. Just like that. Just like that. And then we'll come into this. And we'll smoothen that connection on our way back. I'm trying to think. I need to remember what spinning we've already done. It comes back to normal after the over the bridge bit. And then it hits then it does the drift here. So by the time it hits here, it needs to be going straight. And by the time we get here, I'm going to be going 90. And then by the time we hit here, going to be back going 60 this way. And then by the time we hit here, we're at 0. By the time we hit here, we're at 45. And then by the time we hit here, we are at 180. And by the time we hit here, we're at 360. And then we maintain 360 all the way until we get up here. Actually, I think all the way until up here. And then 0 by the time we get here. Actually, no. Actually, let's maintain 180. Backwards launch. Maintain 180 all the way through the launch. No, shoot, it didn't do it. Maintain 180 all the way through. Okay. So then it's going backwards. Get rid of that. I actually think I want to keep it 180. And then by the time we get here, which I'm actually going to delete. By the time we get here, we're back at 0. And then 0 here. 360 here. Here. Maintain. Actually, yeah. $315. Then by the time we're here, we're back at 360. Maintain 360. And then by the time we're here, we're back at 0. Okay. And I think as far as spinning those goes, that should be good. Let's get back to smoothing, and we should be able to ride this. Perfect. Then obviously now we'll just need to pull that out a little bit. Which we might not need to. Doing this might actually pull it out for us naturally. Yeah. Yeah, keep hitting that. Just like that. And then cover up the seam. Okay, now in theory, that element should be fine. I'm worried about the spinning through this 0G roll, because it does a 180 loop, like a 180 rotate, or 360 degree rotation through this very, very quickly, and I'm not sure how well that's gonna go. Let's watch it. Whoa. Okay. 180 here. And then keep it. Keep it 180 through here. A little backwards section. And then 0 here. And then get rid of this 360. That can be 360. But then it has to get back to 0 by the time it hits here. Okay. I kind of wish it was going the... Oh, wait, let's make this negative 360. And then this 0. Oh. I guess negative 360 is just 0. That's fine. Either way, I wanted it to be facing down by the time it gets over here. Okay, I think it's pretty good. So then it comes down here. And by the time we get here... 30. 0 here. Okay. That all works. That all works. Let's grab the second leg of this. I'm happy with how this is going so far. I think this is solid. I think this is a solid run. Okay. And then I remember I did do some pretty significant editing to the profile of this element. So we're definitely going to want to smooth it out as we come around. Okay. And with that, I think we're done. Let's go ahead and just get rid of these two support beams here. That's great. And it doesn't mess with the sight lines at all, really. Boom. All right. Let's see how it rides, ladies and gentlemen. The moment of truth. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Well, I already noticed a few things that were off. This one's at 90. I want to keep it at 90 for a bit longer, I think. And then swivel back. Actually, so this one's at negative 45. I want this one to be at 0. And then turn around to 180 by the time we get here. Okay. And then this, I kind of wanted to do like a sort of spinning out thing. So keep that 180. This is going to go from 180 to 165. This is going to go 195. Turn this one off. Turn that one off. Actually, this one's going to be the 195 one. 195. Turn these off. And then 165. And then turn these off. Keep this one as 180. Okay. Let's see how that fares. And then... Oh yeah, something happened up here. This is what happened. That happened. Yeah, keep that out. Make sure all of these are turned off. Okay, it looks like they're all turned off until we get down there. Okay. Good. I like that. I like that now. Okay. Let's try this again, gamers. We'll fast forward through this first part here. Like that. And then it spins back around. Love it. Alright, notice 2 more problems, but those are easy fixes. I don't think they'll cause a re-ride. Require a re-ride. That's kind of... I feel like it's still a bit too much spinning at the end. I think what I need to do... Where's our 0 point? This is our 0 point. This is our 180 point. And then keep it 180 until we get here. And then turn that one off. And actually, I'm going to change it. So we have it at 0 here. Instead of 180, I'm going to make it negative 180. What? Keep this at negative 180. Keep this at negative 180. Yeah, just keep us at negative 180. And then, that way, by the time we get here, we're already kind of in the direction we want to be at negative 45. And then by the time we get up here... Okay. Okay. I feel better about that. Then the last thing I wanted to change is I have these 3 at 90. I want these 3 to be at negative 90. Make the rotation a bit smoother. I'm gonna run it. And also, let's do the, block sections. Yeah, 4 trains. Okay. Let's see how this fares now. I love this turnaround on the launch. I like this 360 through the loop. I think that's really well paced, both of those elements. That's a lot smoother coming through there. Alright. I love that wiggle. That wiggle came out really good. And this slow return back to 0 is really good. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with all of that. I feel like there was one other bit where I was like, ooh, that was a little rough. I can't remember where. Oh, do we have it 0 back out here? Let's not do that. Yeah, just keep it flowing. And then it gets to here. This was the bit. Control yaw at 180. Alright, and then this bit down here. This bit just felt a little janky. Other than that, though, alright, gamers, it is 10:10 p.m. We've been going for hours and hours, so I think I'm gonna end it there. I'm pretty happy with this coaster, considering I've never used this coaster type before. I'm pretty happy with this, and I think once I get some theming elements in, I feel like we can coalesce it into a real standout coaster. But I'm gonna end it there for tonight and say thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with some more Watch Dogs, rejoining our emo king, Aiden Pierce, in his stupid quest for revenge against the kind of works, against the city of Chicago. So that will be Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Very fun game, very different from all the other stuff we've been doing, so it's a nice change of pace, so definitely check that out. And the best way to make sure you don't miss any of what we got going on is, of course, to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You've been notified every time I go live and every time I upload a new video. I'm live 4 times a week on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and upload a new video every week. Assassin's Creed 2 Part 3 coming out soon. Still working on it. That will be coming out hopefully by Monday, so definitely check your inboxes for that. And make sure you like the videos, like the streams, like the VODs, like the shorts. It helps them to do well in the algorithm, helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Friday night, a wonderful start to your weekend, and I'll catch you guys all on the next stream. Stay sponge gamers!